Imagine you are sitting across from your financial planner and they ask you, what do you want to do with your money once you retire? Do you have an answer to that question? Back with us today, Gary Mattson, Laurel Stewart, the father-daughter duo. They're part of the team at Mattson Financial, a full-service financial and retirement firm in the Grand Rapids area. They're also popular radio show hosts, as you see there. Welcome to the show, Gary and Laurel. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. It seems kind of strange that someone might be fearful of enjoying their money in retirement, but how often does that happen?
Yeah, it is something that we do commonly hear just because they don't know what they've done so far. They don't know how it compares yet. So I think just by having that conversation, looking at how much have they saved for retirement is really key just to get started to remove that fearful piece.
You know, I think we all want to be confident, right? That's the key word here. You want to retire with financial confidence. How do we get there?
Yeah, and I think it starts with, coming in, sitting down with one of our advisors, whether that's Gary, Taylor, or Gerald, and talking about, first and foremost, we like to go over what are your dreams, your goals, and desires. And from there, we'll look at your investments and what you've done so far to prepare and see how they match up. But it just comes down to having that conversation to get started, to make sure you have the confidence to put the plan in place and then follow it through. Because you're spending, 30 years at least in retirement, the same amount you did while working or even more. So it's really important to make sure you have a written plan.
I spend my entire life with a budget, right? A lot of people use budgets to handle their money. If you plan correctly, is there ever going to come a time when we can throw that word out of our vocabularies?
Well, that's really what it comes down to, is making sure your portfolios are set up. In real estate, it's location, location, location. But when it comes to investing, it's diversification, not just by the assets you have, but the style of investing you're doing. And so once you have the pot set up, like we talk about, really two pots. One's your critical income need. That money comes in every month, so you'll never run out of that. And then your other pot for your lifestyle, yes, you get acclimated, you get that comfort feeling, and you know that you're gonna have that stress-free retirement all the way through. And that's what we work for our clients.
Yeah, stress-free retirement sounds wonderful. And you mentioned the word lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle does this set us up for?
Yeah, when it comes to lifestyle, we want to make sure that you can fulfill the things that you want to do and just be comfortable. You've worked so hard for these monies and put away for so long that we don't want you to enter retirement being fearful. And we always talk about, when it comes to that lifestyle, making sure once you enter retirement, you have 100% of that take-home money that you did while working is the same amount you have coming in retirement. Because we don't see a lot of times people want to take a pay cut when they're getting ready for retirement, right? They want to live out those dreams. So it's really important to make sure they have those freedoms to live out their lifestyle and do the things they want to do.
Well, yeah, we had clients come to us actually very early in COVID in January, and they were supposed to go to Florida on their vacation. And the money was set up in their account. They could draw it for those few months they were going to be down there. And when they came back in spring, I said to them, well, how was your time down in Florida? They looked at each other and said, we didn't go. And I said, why not? We had the money all set up for there. And he says, well, the markets went negative. We were afraid that could have adverse effect on it. And I said, remember, we talked about it. That money was set aside. Didn't have any effect by the market. So she pokes him and says, I told you we should have called Gary. And so once again, it's having that realistic idea of what you can do and not do in retirement, and have that plan set up so you can feel confident all the way through.
Laurel, you mentioned those words, hard-earned money, right? What are those things that we can do to enjoy that hard-earned money and avoid some mistakes?
Yeah, it's really about, most advisors talk about investing your dollars. And that's very important, to invest them wisely. But if you're not taking into account taxes or possible market downturns or things that are going on in your family or your life, and having a flexible plan, you're really setting yourself up for failure. So once again, it's having a complete plan, understanding what the tax rules are, how can you minimize or lower taxes while you're in retirement, having your assets not be in a depleted state so you don't run out of money, and then the confidence to do the things you want to in retirement. And that is meaning that you want to travel or help grandkids with college education or other types of lifestyle things that you want to do, and seeing that you can do that and have a flexible plan. As you change, so does your plan change.
You mentioned taxes there, so I'm sure there is a proper tax management strategy that you have for the money. That's important stuff.
That's very important. You know, we talk about when it comes to retirement that it's more than just about investing. It's really looking at the income piece, and then with income, obviously, if you've done really well, put a lot of money away into a 401k, that's all pre-tax. Now you start taking that money out of your 401k to spend it, and you're paying taxes on it. So if you don't have a line of sight of knowing, you know, are you in the 12% tax bracket or 22% tax bracket, maybe you retired early, you're not 59 and a half, we want to make sure you stay away from that 10% penalty. So there's a lot of things going on, and we want to make sure that we're working with your CPA or your tax planner to make sure we have a good strategy in place that, like Dad had mentioned, it's going to change year to year as your lifestyle does. But at least we have those conversations and can make, you know, good decisions.
Yeah, there's really two items to that too. Is that, let's say your car blows up or you need to replace your car. All of a sudden you take a large distribution from your qualified funds, that's going to throw you a new tax bracket. So you really don't want to have that functionality going on. And then secondly, if you've done well for yourselves over time and your accounts grow, when it comes to required minimum distributions in your 80s, maybe early 90s, my mom's even 97, that means we have to kick out this large amount of money and you're not utilizing it. So it's understanding the tax bomb in the end, as well as the little things that can come up along the way to make sure your tax strategy is working for you.
Yeah, excuse me, anything we can do to avoid a tax bomb. That sounds awful. So something for our audience at home. I know that you guys, if someone might be watching this right now thinking, I really want to learn more, you are our trusted advisors. What do you have for us?
So for the first 5 callers, if you've saved $250,000 or more, this is an opportunity to give us a call. Let's find a dedicated time for you to sit down with one of our advisors, Gary, Gerald, or Taylor, and start looking at your retirement plan. Or perhaps you have one and this is just a good opportunity to have, you know, a checkup. We'll be happy to sit down and discuss all of that with you as well.
Well, these are the folks you should call. So for you at home, if you want to learn more about preparing for a retirement where you can actually have some confidence and enjoy your money, Mattson Financial has this great offer. Again, the first 5 callers that have saved $250,000 or more, that are retired or nearing retirement, they're offering a complimentary full-blown retirement plan for you. This will allow them to sit down with you personally, provide you with a roadmap, analyzing where you are right now, and discussing your best steps to really get ready for a successful retirement. A game plan to get you where you need to be. The number to call, 616-514-3831. Again, that's 616-514-3831. Get that game plan to get where you need to be. Again, 616-514-3831.